the Traitors they are down bad. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It is once again your guy, Classically Christian, and I am here with yet another Traitors recap, and this is gonna be for episode lucky number 7. Let's talk about it. Okay, a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack here. We got so let's just catch everything up real quick, because we know what's been going on. We know that this all really stemmed from a couple episodes ago, right? When Bergie and Trishelle got those shields, and Peter and Janelle bluffed like they had them. Janelle ended up going home, but Peter bluffed well enough to make Dan think that he was safe, and so they tried to kill Bergie. Bergie was safe, blah blah blah. You know how the rest of the story goes. Nobody died, but Dan was voted out, and with Dan being voted out, of course the traitors remaining, that being Phaedra and Parvati, they had another chance to recruit somebody new to the squad. But when they went to recruit to the squad, they thought, well, who better than the guy that just took a stab at us, and they went for Peter. And so this episode starts off where that story ended, and the start to this episode lets us know that Alan Cumming comes in and he tells us Peter received your offer to be a traitor, and Peter declined. Whoa, hold up, didn't see that one coming. I mean, kind of, you could have seen it coming, because you know, Peter has been heavily against Parvati, and I even thought like, oh, he could use this and say, hey, I bet that was you, you know. But he turns it down, man. And I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was the wrong move for Peter. If I'm Peter in this situation, he's saying he wants to get to the end, he's saying he wants to win, man. You don't take that spot, guess what? Traitors are coming for you. You're gonna end up with your, you know, your neck cut up quite soon. Not literally, just in the sense of his life in the game, okay? We're not getting too graphic here on this channel. Anyway, so Peter declines, and that's like, ugh. Now they failed to murder the night before. They lost their fellow traitor Dan, and because they tried to recruit Peter, that means they didn't kill anybody for the night, so they didn't murder anybody, and they didn't recruit any new traitors. The traitors they are down bad. They are fiending for something to go their way, man, and nothing's going their way. So of course we get to breakfast, and we know that everybody walks in, everybody comes like, all right, the faithfuls, they're all speculating like, who died last night? Traitors knowing, hey, nobody died last night, because we tried to recruit Peter, but he turned it down. And even Peter knows, but Peter's not sharing with anybody, at least at the table, you know, who is that he received a letter. He doesn't say anything at all about it, but he whispers to John real quick. He's like, hey, I gotta tell you something later on. And I kind of thought that, like, even though he's not gonna tell the entire table, he's gonna tell that 5-person tight-knit group. They call them the most faithful of the faithful. Yeah, he's gonna tell them. I knew that right away. So next up is their little challenge, their little thing to add money to the pot and to get like a little safety for the night. So the way that this actually ends up going is they break them up into pairs, and there's little pairings, and they go around and they have to answer questions correctly by choosing which way to go. So like there'll be a question at top, and then there's a left arrow pointing with one answer, a right arrow pointing with another answer. They got to choose the right answer, and then they go there. Once they choose their direction, they pick up a scroll wherever it's at, and if it's the correct scroll, they'll pick it up. They'll get their thing that says that was the correct response. Keep going this way, and answer the next question, or if they go the wrong way and pick up the scroll, they get caught in a trap. Like there was one that's like a supposed to be like a tar pit. There's one that's like they get caught in a tarp, and is all just funny things. But anyway, they answer some questions, go along. I don't remember all the questions off the top of my head, not to lie to you, but it ends up coming down to two pairings. The last two pairings that are vying for safety is Parvati and John, and then the other pairing is Kevin and Sandra, and they all make it through. They answer all the questions correctly, but at that point it comes down to who completed the course the fastest. You get a little drum roll, a little commercial break. Ends up being Sandra and Kevin, so they're safe for the night. They don't got to worry about anybody murdering them. But now here comes everything going back on at the castle, and so Peter has made it clear up to this point, based on the previous episodes, based on this episode from before the challenge started, that he not only was after Dan, but he still strongly believes that Parvati's was tied in with Dan, and so he's not letting Parvati know anything. He's staying with his little 5 tight-knit group. He ends up telling them, he's like, well, they ask him like, did you get the letter? He's like, yeah, I'm the one that got the invitation, but I turned it down. And you have Parvati try to walk in. No, it's not Parvati at the bottom. My bad. It's Phaedra tries to walk in because she's knowing about that group too. She walks in and Peter's like, hey, can you give us just a moment? And then she walks out and she goes back and tells everybody, because you got Parvati in there, everybody else that's not in that 5. We slow down for just a second. So the 5, right? This 5 faithful, the most faithful, the most faithful of the faithful. You got Peter, you got John, you got Bergie, you got Trishelle, and you got Kevin. That's the 5 right there. Okay, they're locked in. They all believe that they're all faithfuls. Then outside looking in is a mix of traitors and faithfuls. But there's more actually that are not in that group than are. You got Parvati and Phaedra, obviously, because they're traitors. Then on the other people on the outside, you got Sandra, you got Kate, CT, MJ, and Sheree. Yeah, so 7 on the outs, 5 on the ends. Once they hear about that, MJ tries to go and do the same thing, and she's like, oh, word. She kind of backs out slowly. It's a little bit awkward. Everybody's looking, but I don't think that that's good for the long game. Peter's isolating a lot of people that are faithful. It's just if you break down the numbers, there's only a handful, 2 or 3 at most of the traitors that are in the game right now. So why isolate yourself from so many of the other faithfuls? And it's like, oh yeah, we know better than you do. That's not gonna rub them the right way. I think this might come back to bite him just not too long from now. But we get another announcement from Alan. Alan's like, there's not gonna be a round table tonight. We're doing this little thing where the 2 people that were safe for the night, they get to choose one person to protect, and then you're all gonna be standing around in a circle, and if somebody gives you your little a flame, then you're safe and you get to choose another person to be safe. This keeps going until there's only, I think, 5 potential people to be killed for the night. And so you end up having John is the last one to pick, and he saves Peter, who was also one of the last people that was standing around. The people that are eligible to get murdered for the night end up being I think it's Parvati, Trishelle, you got, I want to say Sandra, and And then also you have Bergie, who's not safe. And I want to say actually also Kevin isn't safe either. So it might be 6 of them that are not safe and eligible to be killed for the night. But Peter being safe for the night means that Parvati and Phaedra can't kill him. And that's a big deal, because obviously that's who they want out next. Yeah, this episode was a little bit different. I honestly didn't like not having the round table. I wanted that. This kind of threw me for a loop, and it made it as not entertaining for me, especially because I am somebody who's been rooting for the Traitors. They were doing so good at first, and now Parvati and Phaedra, they're both facing some adversity, some opposition, and this is another twist that I was not expecting. So possibilities going into this murder right now. They could take out Trishelle, who doesn't rock the boat too much, who was also mad at CT for not saving her, and he ended up who did CT give his to? I think CT might have ended up giving his to John, but Trishelle was mad about it. And but Parvati and Phaedra, when they get to their little Traitors den, they're talking about possibly taking out MJ. They don't want to go after anybody too big and all that. So we'll see who they end up killing next. I think maybe another smart possibility is Bergie, but that might be too close to Peter's alliance, and might paint Parvati more of a target. That's why I'm thinking Trishelle is a good way to go, because she is in the 5, but I feel like of the 5 that are in the most faithful of the faithful, she is not as tightly as Peter and John and Bergie. I feel like that's the core 3, and then you also have Kevin and Trishelle. So yeah, that's that right now. The Traitors have got to dig themselves out of this hole. They've got to regain power, because right now Peter and Posse, they're still in control of this game as the current episodes are standing. Phaedra likes to call them Peter's pals. I think maybe Peter's posse. That's another one that could work. But yeah, no killings yet, or any voting out. So there's not too much to discuss other than the dynamics constantly shifting, and maybe they took heed of the fact that I was saying, and other people were saying, that the Traitors maybe had it a little too easy, and now they're giving the faithfuls more advantages in this game. We'll see how things turn out. I'm still very much Team Parvati. I gotta represent Survivor. So, and if it's not Parvati, obviously it's Sandra as well. Sandra's just kind of been floating along, to be honest. But hopefully she can figure it out too. But maybe they recruit Sandra as a traitor at some point along the line. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, of course, leave a like on it. Comment down below what you thought. I love the comments. I love to interact with you guys. And click the subscribe button with the bell next to it so you get updated every single time that I upload. I'd love to see you come and join me once again every week. We've been staying consistent with this. We've done 4, 5, 6, and this will be 7. And yeah, see you guys next time.